Alright, so just a quick rundown here while I've got everything out before I pack it in for the night. Just go over the Super Swage real quick. So as I said in the last video, military brass is crimped. And there, like in the case of this particular brand, there are 3 crimps that are going to be very hard to pick up on camera right here. 3 crimps, one right there, and one right there. They just stake in that brass to help hold the primer in place. And you wouldn't be able to get, or at least not very easily, a new primer in there to reload this case without reforming that primer pocket. And that's what the Super Swage is going to do. So all you do is just put the piece of brass on this arbor here, bring it down, throw the lever, and it's done. Like I said before, you know, it's going to be hard enough to see that there were even stakes in it in the first place. You're definitely not going to be able to pick up any difference on it right now. You're just going to have to trust me that that it's doing what I tell you it's doing. But Super Swage is fairly versatile. I mean, it's not going to do every case that you'd ever want it to do, but if I'm not mistaken, it'll do up to like 308 based cartridges. So 308, you could do 6.5 Creedmoor on it. You could do 7mm 08, 243. You know, that size. You know, short action cartridges. So currently it's set up for 5.56. Fits on there. You know, fairly snug. Goes down. Set up good for that. But you can also, without too much effort, switch out that arbor for the 30 caliber arbor. And all you would do is just loosen up this nut that's back here. Hopefully you can see that. And then the arbor will actually thread out of this piece here. You just thread the different arbor in, get it set up for the appropriate depth. The depth at which it gets swaged is actually set with this, not that. So that's how you switch that out. And back in here, this rod is for small primers. You can replace it with this rod here that would reform for large primers. Doesn't take a whole lot of time to switch anything out on this. It's pretty simple construction. But let me see if I can get you down for a little bit closer look so you can see just how little that swager actually moves when you're doing it. And of course it's going to be in a shadow, so you can kind of see it come out of the shadow and the light reflect off of it. But that's all this is doing. It's just pushing that into the primer pocket, reforming it so that you can reprime the brass with a new primer. It's really all there is to it. And I'd like to give a quick shout out to Hunter. He's a young gentleman, fairly local to me here, whose mother reached out to me saying that even though he's quite young, he's got a healthy interest in reloading, and I always like to hear that sort of thing. I'm always trying to get adults to start reloading if they don't, so it's kind of nice to hear such a young guy interested in getting involved in it. So hopefully he finds these videos entertaining. I'll talk to you guys later.